Hi guys, this is Pestilly and welcome to another Escape from Tarkov video. In this video, I'm going to tell you how to really quickly level strength, health, vitality, stress resistance, search, attention, and charisma. Now, generally I've avoided putting out guides like this. Personally, I've been experimenting with these tasks mostly because of the actual quests being made higher, so it's taken us longer to get to them. And then from there, I've just been bouncing random ideas and come to the point where I've found out really quick and efficient ways to level beyond just the normal of playing the game. Now, these are methods that you can just use for leveling up these skills for the task. You could use these methods to go all the way to 51. I am going to put some sort of like suggestions on how I think that they should be changed. So you can still level using these methods, but it's limited. And then that way, it's not exploitable. Because technically, I think what I'm showing you right now is it's viewing the game in a way, or you're leveling a method in the game that probably isn't meant to be done like that, or it isn't meant to be done like that. I do say this with the hope that hopefully to help, one, educate people in how these skills are leveled, but two, make the quality of gaming a little bit better for people that are actually having issues with leveling these skills. And then, we could test it out and find it out that way. So before we get into the actual video, the last thing I want to point out here is if a dev or someone who does have enough influence in this game to change these skills so they can be not manipulated like this, I really do suggest going towards the end of the video where I actually explain the best method, in my opinion, on how to make the passive skill better. Because currently the way that passive skills are leveled over the game are sometimes either really good, either really bad, really slow, and then the perks are either way too OP at the end or are never going to be reached anyway. So I feel like there needs to be a bit more balance over these perks, and eventually I will put out a video with my suggestions on how that could happen. So guys, I understand that was a fair bit of waffling for an intro, but guys, anyway, without further ado, let's crack straight into it. So starting off the strength skill, this one ties over to the health, stress resistance, and vitality. Now, when I first tested this out, I actually went into a raid with four of my viewers, and I did 5 hits on each leg and just went from leg to leg, and they were just standing there healing continuously over this time. I used a crowbar so I could attack faster, and it doesn't do a lot of damage at all. And then I would be using an SJ 6 stim so I could recover my endurance quickly. They had no worry about dying because they would be quickly healing as I go through, making sure that the vital organs were fine. So this was the initial test that I did, and this led on to what I actually went on to next. So the next thing I did was I actually did this off stream because I wanted to play around with it a lot. But I had my other account on my other computer jump on top of my head, and I actually did damage to the legs till they started bleeding. And I did the same as the fire trick method with how to level up stress resistance, vitality, and that. So what I did was I got it down just to the stomach. So the method behind this, guys, it's quite simple. You hit the legs until they start bleeding. You keep the stomach alive, and you keep the chest and head alive until the bleeds start. Once you've got a bleed started, you let the head and chest bleed out, but keeping the stomach alive. And then once every part of the body is down to is blacked out, besides the stomach, then you can smack the legs as much as you want. Now, the advantage of doing this is you can actually only have to heal the one part of the body, or the person has to heal the one part of the body. So whilst they're taking damage, they're going to level their health, stress resistance, and vitality. What I worked out though, because there was one person healing, and it wasn't really taking enough damage to be a threat, you could actually use all 4 other people to smack the one person. Or you can have up to 4 people smacking the one person. So the one person just heals the stomach over and over again. Everyone else could smack the legs with the crowbars flat out, using an SJ6 stim. They would all level up their strength extremely fast. And to my understanding, it would be around 20 minutes per level of strength. Now, the fastest way we knew how to level strength before this was throwing grenades non-stop, and it would take you around a day and a half. It'd take you around 30 hours of just non-stop grenade throwing with probably, give or take, I don't know, around 200 million rubles of grenades. But with this method, you can all smack the legs. It just costs the one person some grizzlies. And the only other thing you need to make sure about is that one person that has the grizzlies also needs to have an MRE, just so they can top up their energy and hydration from time to time, because it slowly does dip down But besides that, this is a really efficient way. One person levels up their health, vitality, stress resistance. Everyone else is leveling up their strength. About a level every 20 minutes, which is also leveling up their health skill. And it worked really well. So you could think of it like if you did this once a day, for an hour a day, you'd be max level in probably what's that, like 15 days. So it's just the method that we found that was the most efficient. So now we'll move over to the search, attention, and charisma skill. Now, this one I kind of stumbled across when I was just messing about with some of the skills, particularly with the search skill, because I wanted to just see if there was a way of leveling up attention really quickly. I was trying to do it with the junk box, and I just stumbled onto this one. So the method is you need a rig that's really filled out, a backpack that's filled out with lots of single items. Single items are the best. So you can get a big rig, big backpack, it works better, but you can use smaller ones. The way attention skill works is every square that's searched, like for every item found, you actually get 0.1 of a skill point. Now, I'm pretty sure if you do this with a single round, it doesn't actually count. I think there is some sort of value in the item, but it's most items around the 0.1 of a skill point mark. So the items I'm using are the rail from Skier 2, costs just a couple of thousand rubles. Now, you can do this with just 2 people, but it would require you to run around and kill a scab first. If you bring a third person along, that can be a sacrifice. That actually is really handy. But the way it works is you pretty much just go into a raid, and then you need to find a dead body, and this will be the most efficient way. Now, you can do it for the one person, like you just have one person leveling at a time, but if you do want to do it 2, you need to do it this way. So I actually have max level search, which is level 51, and I just got this by playing the game normally. I didn't actually do anything for it. The way search is actually leveled up is for every container you search completely, you get 0.3 of a skill point in search. So if you have an item in a backpack and someone just moves it and then press search and you completely search the box, or you tab out, tab back into the actual body, keep searching over and over again. So you just need to have one person moving something, you search it, and you keep going back and forth. I've showed this in a different video, and you can do it with a group of people, and you can make this really quickly. Now, the way to actually get this attention skill to pretty much the speed level, this is crazy fast, right? I can do it with 2 things at the same time because I could search 2 things at the same time for max level search. But everyone else, you could have one person searching the backpack, the other person searching the rig, and then you both need to move items in the opposite container. So you'll see this right here. Person on the right would be searching the rig and moving items in the backpack. Person on the left will be searching the backpack and moving items in the rig. And this will make a continuous search function because the backpack and the rig are continuously being searched. Now, because I've got the actual search as well on top, I can actually just rock up here and press search on both of these, and I don't even need to be there. These other 2 people are moving items, leveling up their attention skill, and because I can search both of these at the same time, mine's ticking over like crazy. I actually worked out, it was about 4 to 5 minutes for half the level, so 8 to 12 minutes, I'd say, and I'm already at level 25 attention. Now, I haven't speed leveled this up at this point. Like, this is me just testing it today. The way attention works, the higher level skills points, or the higher level your attention is, the faster you search as well. So eventually, this will just get faster and faster to the point where I don't think the person that's moving the backpack items would be able to keep up. But it does mean that you can level this thing extremely fast towards the highest levels. At max level attention, you pretty much instantly search everything. But as you can see here, I'm constantly leveling up from both of these items, whereas if I didn't have max level search, I'd only be doing it on 1, which means it'd be about which means it'd be somewhere between, 15 to 20 minutes a level on the one backpack. Now, as you level attention, you're also leveling charisma as well. So this is a bit of a crazy thing because you're leveling your charisma, your attention, and it's just like, I don't know, if you wanted to have a beer and talk shit with mates, you could actually level this up pretty quickly. Alright, so to finish up with the how I think you should be able to manipulate these skills for leveling, or how that should be rebalanced so then that way it can't be exploited in these ways. I think with the actual hitting a limb using the strength method, it could be just make it that it's capped at 15 or 20 or 30 hits for a raid. That way, if someone does want to do a hatchet run and smack some people, they'll get some skill points. But to remove the actual whole don't get skill points. I think that'd be really, really bad. You could put diminishing returns in. So say the first one gives like 0.3, then 0.2, 0.1, half a point, or 0.05, and so on. Or you could just do it in a method like that. Now, with Standing on the Fire, I understand that it's going to be one thing where you're leveling health, vitality, and stress resistance very quickly, and it'd be very difficult to make it so that you can't level up these skills whilst taking damage. I think the best method would be you can only ever level up these skills whilst damage is inflicted to a body part that actually still has health. Now, this does mean it can still be manipulated, but it'll just slow it down slightly. An example of this is if a leg has full health, takes 50 damage, that 50 damage can be leveled up in passive points. But if the legs are both blacked out and it continually takes damage and spreads to the other parts of the body, being the stomach, then I think that should stop the actual leveling of the passive skills. I know this would overall slow down the process of leveling up these skills, but it's just something that might need to be put in place if they want to do that. Honestly, if they leave it how it is, I don't think it's a big deal if people have a cheesier method in leveling health, vitality, and stress resistance anyway. Now, when it comes to the search tactic, I honestly just believe the easy, simple tactic to this would just make it that you can only get the skill points for the search skill for the one time you open that particular container or backpack. So, for example, you can search a backpack. Once it's been searched, that is the 0.3 of a skill point, and it no longer goes to any further from that. So if someone moves an item in there, it doesn't make any difference. You can go to every single container in the game, level it just like normal. Now for me, I leveled this really quickly without doing any sort of cheese method, but that is the suggestion, I would say. Now over to the attention and charisma leveling. With the charisma is leveled by two methods. I think the first one is leveling attention, and the other one is to do with either intel or memory. The charisma will just be fixed by fixing the attention with this one. All they need to do is once you find an item in a backpack, or once you actually find an item, no matter where it's put in the game, you can take it out of that backpack, put it into another container. You can't be researched, so you'd always be instantly discovered. It's an easy fix, but for the moment, I think there's no real problem with people taking advantage of this if they want to level their attention and charisma this way. It's just an alternative method, but yeah, I'll leave it at that. So guys, thanks for watching another video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe for future content. I do stream on Twitch every single day of the week. So go down the link below. Give me a follow there. You got any Tarkov questions, feel free to hit me up on my live stream or down in the comments below. Let me know what you think about this kind of stuff. I know it's probably a little bit controversial and some people will be hating me for it. I'm not trying to break the game. I am trying to improve the game, but this video has been a little bit like hit and miss with me if I really wanted to make it and put it out there. I do know the fact that I've shown this stuff on stream, and so therefore the information's already been disseminated, and yeah. So anyway guys, lastly, I'll see you next time. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more.